And so guys, we're at the Limehouse Basin behind me. We're going to explore it later on. Or else. And so guys, this is the Canal Cut. See you soon. So guys, we're at the Road Makers Park. See you soon. Hi there guys, this is one more touristic walk, and today we're going to wander about Limehouse Basin. Then we're going to be walking all the way the cut, the canal of Limehouse Basin, and give you some background bizarre stories. So stick with me and we'll have fun all together. See you around. Adios. So hi there guys, we're gonna begin at the cut. This is the canal called Cut of Limehouse Basin, which actually connects the River Lea. As you can see, we go up the bridge, which I'm not gonna go up the bridge there. It does go up to the River Lea. Well, actually, let's go up the bridge. So you're actually walking along this it's being like we've got like cobblestones each feet, actually preventing anyone from actually going down faster than usual. So we're actually crossing this footbridge, guys, made out of concrete and metal, and we're gonna actually cross over and see. So this part looks like a bit like a reservoir here, guys. This is the point where the cut actually joins with River Lea. So River Lea, going across that bridge there, vehicle bridge there, it becomes River Lea. And next to the River Lea is a Bow Creek, which is this. So we've got the Bow Creek here, guys, which actually leads towards the Thames River. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna continue all the way to the and we're gonna return, guys. So today our mission really is to take the cut and go all the way to Limehouse Basin. So, and two, if you're actually looking for forward towards going all the way on the River Lea and joins to stadium and so forth, and many other off branches, they'll be on another video, guys. So this video is all about the cut and Limehouse Basin. So we are going back and we're gonna walk all the way the cut and see what we're gonna discover. All it is, guys, is the cut and the canals, or all the London canals used to be operating back in the time of the London docks. We're talking back in the 18th century, from 18th century to early 19th century. So the industry actually ended due to new innovations, and everything was shut down and infilled. So basically all the docks was infilled, and the canals are left about for leisure. So today is, guys, it's very sunny. It's on Monday, on the 3rd of April 2023, and it's about 10 to 11 degrees Celsius, the London temperature. So basically walking next to the cut, guys, this is the cut, canal cut, and it is a very, very actually just walking and pleasant to walk, walking your dogs or riding a cycle. It's all good, and today we're going to make that walk. So we began from the point of joining with River Lea, and we're going to go to that ramp there, which is made out of metal, which there's no actually any platform to walk from this point, and we're going to use that ramp there to cross over the carriageway. So eventually we're gonna end up on, crossing underneath the carriageway. I think it's A12. So when I actually got out in this morning, guys, it was cloudy, very cloudy, and it felt like it's going to rain. However, when I checked the weather on Google, the rain percentage precipitation was 0, but it was still cloudy, and it was so cloudy it was cold. However, the weather is just come out now with all the sunshine, and it is pleasing, and it's getting a little bit warmer. So guys, this is the actually metal ramp that actually built next to the cut, and which you can actually cross underneath this carriageway. It's A12 vehicle carriageway. As you can see, as you can hear all the noise of the passing traffic. So I think there's a passing cyclist. So you have to keep on the side and hope for the best, because you can actually cycle on the platform as well. So guys, look at this inside this water there, and the carriageway is kind of a low. I think it's about 3 meters from where I'm standing. So we'll be out of here shortly, guys, so no worries. And so we're at the sunshine again. So just to let you know, guys, we are heading towards the Limehouse Basin. It used to be a dock once. Used to be a very, very basic docking facilities back in the days. We're talking about back in the late 1800s, and they actually further on extended it for further use due to incoming cargo. And the lighters are basically the barges. Wooden boats used to carry loads from the brigs, such as sailing ships. And because sailing ships could not go to the where the shallow water is, the small barges had to travel back and forth from the ships to do unloading, and that used to take months to do. And where the Limehouse Basin was, since the barges was actually sometimes considered to be warehouses floating on the water, and back in those days, some certain other people used to actually steal all the cargo from the barges, and it was kind of a difficult times. So basically, each time the cargo come in and it was unloading times, the Thames River had to actually make a payment, and because it was stolen, they couldn't actually get the stuff and pay for it, and it was kind of a since the stuff was all stolen by people because it was left on the Thames River in the basin so long, they've been taken away from people, and since there's no cargo left, no payment was required. So basically, the guy's cut was actually built around 1820, and it was used mostly for transferring cargo on the barges all the way to the docks. and they used to actually pull the barges by horses. Well, horses actually walk on this platform, and it was controlled by a person, and then they slowly they had to complete the journey very, very gradually. So as you can see, the cut is quite wide compared to, I think it's a bit like Regent's Canal. So guys, if you actually travel the opposite direction, River Lea does somehow connect to River Lea, and River Lea connects to many other canals, as one of them is the Regent's Canal. And you walk, you actually can go to take Regent's Canal and walk all the way to Regent's Park, but it's very far if you could make the walk. So as you can see, there's lots of graffitis on these walls, decent graffitis, not messy, as you can see. And I'm going to lift the camera up high and you can see what it's like from above. So basically they even have graffitis on the bridges. So also we got some residential people actually living each side of the canal. And as you can see guys, this platform is very narrow. It barely fits 3 people. And there's a puddle that you have to dodge right there. So when you got like a rain puddle right in the middle, and they collect about each 100 yards, they're about some. You really have to walk on the either edge or next to the wall to dodge it. So guys, I'm gonna actually stop here and pan so you can see where I was actually walking from. You got like very, very they look like unmaintained segment of trees actually hanging like an umbrella over. And you got every now some sort of a bridge over the canal as well as you walk by. So you're actually walking where I'm walking from the point of joining of the River Lea all the way to Limehouse Basin. This is what you will see. So we are actually walking on the left hand side of the canal guys. So the reason being is obviously that on the right hand side, if you can look, there's no actually platform. There is, but it's quite a higher wall. So as you can see, the wall is quite higher. And you can walk where the buildings are basically, like a sidewalk or something. But this platform here is actually a platform made for, back in the days, for horses to pull barges. So guys, another thing, a story about when you actually was going through delivering cargo through the canal. Sometimes canals used to have small tunnels they used to cross, and because the tunnel was so low, people had to lie down on the boats and actually use their feet to push the boat through the tunnel. It wasn't actually a long, it was just an underpass basically, not a tunnel, underpass, and it was so low that you can actually put your feet on the side and use your feet as a strength to push the boat to move out underneath the pass. So that was the idea back in the 18th century. So again, the cut has many leisurely boats, guys. Some of these boats are people actually living in, like their own accommodation, permanent accommodation, I'd say. And yeah. So guys, give and take another 10 minutes, we'll be at the Limehouse. So you can consider Limehouse Basin as a front water for properties, and the properties there is quite pricey, guys, as well. They are quite newly built as well after the Second World War. Basically, since London was obliterated after the Second World War, some parts of it severely, everything changed to the infrastructure. However, there is some places that go back early 19th century. I'm talking about like properties and so forth. As you know, guys, London is a very old city. So give and take 2,000 years old. And first there was Romans and other settlers such as Anglo-Saxons, Britons, and many other cultures come and gone basically. And we have a multicultural city basically at the present time. And so we will actually wait and see what happens in the future, what sort of city it will be. Basically, as we're actually walking about here for the YouTube videos, basically, guys, I have seen that many places being developed impressively, you know, and they call it like a new London compared to the old London. And the development is really taking up. And give and take, I take it in my understanding, it might like give and take 20 years, everything will be brand new, starting from like year 2000, began from year 2000. So as we are approaching that chute crossing the river, guys, I don't know what it is. Is it a waste pipe? Is actually water going through it? Is it connecting to the blocks for certain facilities? I'm not sure. Basically, they put these cobblestones actually to make you walk a little bit awkwardly. There we go, and they end it right here. And on the left hand side, guys, we do have a children's playground if you end up in this spot of the canal. If you are family, got family, children, so forth, There's a playground there. And from here, if I do pan, we have all the residential properties on the opposite of the river. If I can talk, guys, sometimes I can't talk. On the opposite direction. So just to keep you updated, we did begin from cut from opposite direction for where Limehouse Basin is. So we began from the River Lea reservoir and began walking the cut all the way to Limehouse Tunnel. So guys, as you know, my channel is called Touristic Walks, and if you do enjoy the videos on touristic walks, do subscribe and you will give the channel a boost. And there will be a lot more videos, productive elements to give you more information on places, London. And once I actually finish with London, I'm gonna move towards to the countryside of UK, and I'm gonna move towards other parts of the world too. But that's in the future, guys. I upgraded the equipment, guys. Got back last year, beginning of last year. I had different equipment. I had a gimbal that was actually manual, that actually it was a bit wavy. If you actually go back to my older videos, you will see they were a little bit wavy. I actually upgraded the gimbal to a more Pro one, and camera also near Pro 1 as well. So we have more smoother videos and more stabilization on the footage. So basically this is that square bit where you can actually walk around and get back to the platform. So guys, time to actually give you more information on the cut right away, coming up. So as we have go through the narration, guys, voiceover narration, and we are continuing our walk now, and we'll soon end up in Limehouse Basin, and we'll discover some bizarre stories on there as well, because London is full of really interesting, intriguing stories, how it came to be a 2,000-year-old city. Because you can actually run on this platform, you just have to be careful that you don't actually slip, and don't actually jog too close to the edge. Basically there's no safety precautions at all somewhere. It's not that deep, but you still have to be careful. some graffitis, guys.
Limehouse Cut overview. Limehouse Cut was the first navigable canal to be dug in London and was one of the earliest canals in England. It opened nearly 250 years ago in 1770. At that time, most of the area was rural in character. Today, the toll path provides a pleasant and interesting green walk through a more urban setting between Limehouse Basin and in the west and in the River Lea to the east. The toll path passes under the roads and railways, providing an unusual viewpoint of an area which is full of history. In the 18th and 19th century, the canal was the freight arteries of the country and are still lined with industrial buildings from this period. The walk is about 2.5 kilometers in length to the Lea navigation at both locks and 3 kilometers in length to the 3 mills. Limehouse Cut history. Looking southwest towards the Limehouse Bridge, the Limehouse Cut was dug as a shortcut between River Lea and Bromley in the east to the River Thames at Limehouse in the west. It was authorized under the River Lea Act 1767 and took 16 months to dig. At the northeast end of the canal was Bromley Lock, and in the southwest end Limehouse Lock. Before the canal was dug, barges on the River Lea bringing grain and malt from Hertfordshire to London would wait for an outgoing tide to sweep them around the many convoluted loops of Bow Creek to the River Thames. They would then wait for the incoming tide to take them up the Thames around the horseshoe shape of the Isles of Dogs and towards London. Limehouse Cut reduced this protracted tidal journey of about 12 kilometers to a straight line route of less than 3 kilometers.
See, something just came to my attention that the platform is quite gravel make, and there's no tarmac or anything like that. There usually is, or slabs, but it's made out of gravels. So it's better to walk on the gravel, like a faster pace. However, when it gets rainy and wet, it's a disadvantage. So, and it also creates puddles when it rains. So we are passing from another bridge. It is a vehicle bridge, guys. This one's so low, approximately 2.5, maybe 2 meters and a little over. I mean, if I just put my hand up, I can just touch it, no problem. You see? Yeah. Yes, this is a narrow side of the cut, guys. It's kind of a narrow. Beginning of the journey, it was wider. Now it's narrowed down, and it still has boats on the left-hand side and right-hand side. So as you know, guys, the whole of journey from beginning of our point that we are making a journey towards all the way to Limehouse Basin, as you can see, there isn't any actually Regent's Canal, any snack takeaways or drinking places, or any takeaways. Basically, it's all residential properties. So if you're gonna make the walk, be prepared. Or alternatively, just exit the canal from some point and into the city and find a place for relaxing. So as I was mentioned earlier on, one of these underpasses, a lower one, much lower one, and people used to actually use their feet to push their boats and to actually move out of it. So there's a kind of a drag, gradual, and a struggle. Yeah, we're lower than this. We haven't actually come across one of those passes that was that low. So I don't think we're gonna see any, guys. And so we are nearing Limehouse Basin. And way to actually figure out that you are close to Limehouse Basin is these trees hanging over the wall. Or branches, I think they're branches. Branches of the trees, and we'll soon be in Limehouse Basin, and we're actually gonna do a tour all around the Limehouse Basin and have a look around. So as you can see, guys, we actually completed our journey of the cut, and now we shall continue our journey towards our final destination. Hence the movie Final Destination. I hope we don't receive some unfortunate, guys. Hopefully not. Just a joke. And yeah, so guys, this is the cut at the beginning of the Limehouse Basin. This is where it begins, and as you can see, there are lots of boats there, and residential properties on the right hand side, and it's quite looking nice. Now it's basically Limehouse Basin now is a marina, and all kinds of leisure that you can use for passing time. And also the next to the basin there's also a park called Roadmakers Park, so small pocket of greenery. We will actually just pass by and cross that footbridge, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen. This is the small Roadmakers Park, and it leads out to the narrow street. So actually we're actually using the little park, guys, to enter into the Limehouse Basin. So we're gonna actually walk into the front waters, guys, now, and explore around there and see some bizarre background stories and remnants of what they used to do in the past. It's incredible. As you can see, there's lots of properties newly made. And back in the days, this was used to be all sloping spoil. It's basically also spoil means earth. They never actually, when they built the dock, the basin, actually, they used to not actually put solid foundation, but leave it as a spoil, so they can actually use those spoil for other purposes. So it was always sloping down, muddy slopes that go into the water. So if I go this way, begin from here. So, guys, we're at the Limehouse Basin, and here it is. So we have just come to the school holidays in London, UK. They break up for 2 weeks Easter holidays, guys, and Easter begins on the 9th. And they broke up today, and there should be some children about, but not yet. Give and take a couple of days, they will be all over the place. So we are crossing this metal footbridge, and we're gonna have a look at the whole spectacle from this point. Let's go ahead and do it. So guys, I don't know if you can actually hear the breeze. However, I have a microphone on there, a Rode microphone that cuts out the breezes and the wind sound up to a certain speed, um, up to something like 15 miles per hour, or maybe 15 to 20, between 15 and 20 miles per hour of winds. The microphone actually lowers it, actually makes it smoother and softer sound, so you can only hear humming sounds instead of harsh wind sounds that you get on the certain devices that record it directly from their own microphones. So basically, when you're actually videoing, you need the external microphone, the bidirectional microphone, to hear your voice and lower level of audio of the background tracks, basically background noise. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's that. So we're in the Limehouse Basin, and if you go straight from this point onwards, guys, you'll end up into the narrow street, but we're gonna cross from those metal narrow footbridges and go around. So it is a complicated footbridges because they open and close, as you can see. Yeah. They have such an impressive mechanism. As you can see, the slits as I pass by where it close and open basically. So we're gonna cut a shortcut and go around this building, guys, and go around the basin. Yeah, Limehouse Waterside Marina. And there's the map. If you want to make use of the map, it's right there. So guys, basically this part of the marina is very crowded. There's a lot of guys, as you can see. That's the penny. Estate agents. If you're looking for a property around here, you come to this agency and do some research. So if you're looking to the inside, guys, it's busy working. Estate agent, yeah. Harford Solvay Car, it says there. I don't know if that's the actual name or company name. And we have the Medland House on the left hand side. 1 to 45. We're gonna come in a minute. We're gonna come to the lock where they actually let the boats in and out of the basin. And there's lots of ongoing water there, guys. Like fountain. Quite impressive sight. We will see in a minute. And we have these rocks as well. That's bizarre. This is a part of the marina that is crowded with boats. So because, as you can see, I don't have no experience about boating, guys. But I'm just not sure how they move about. If they actually want to move, there's a little technique to use, basically. And ahead, guys, we have the arch or bridge made of arches. Hi. Yeah, that's good. So, guys, they basically everybody actually, especially young people, they know really, really what you're doing outside with a camera and a gimbal. They know it's for basically YouTubing now. Obviously, they should, and everybody should. Okay, as you can see, this is the arch that I want to show you. The train actually goes on. I think it's the Docklands Light Railway. Alright, let's continue. Here's some scenes from this position. So we're going to the streams that are rushing down from the lock, guys, and this is the lock. So that's the waters. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna get onto the bridge and look at those rushing streams from the opposite direction. And so there is, guys. If you don't actually leave at this point, just go up the stairs and back onto the streets. As you can see, there's a big yacht there, guys. It is the biggest one in the marina today, and it looks quite standing out. It stands out basically from the other ones. All these little boats that people actually live in, what they call them, boat houses, kind of boat houses. and that one is the big one. Looks quite impressive. And the Royal Chancellor. This one's more like a ship than a yacht, guys. Or is it yacht? Yeah, it looks like more like a ship to me. Yeah, it's a ship. Quite large as well. So guys, I will actually give you information on Limehouse Basin, by the way, coming up.
Limehouse Basin is a body of water 2 miles east of London Bridge that is also navigable, link between the River Thames and two of the London's canals. First dug in 1820 as the eastern terminus of the new Regent's Canal, its wet area was less than 5 acres, 2 hectares originally, but it was gradually enlarged in Victorian era, reaching a maximum of double that size, when it was given its characteristics oblique entrance lock big enough to admit 2,000-ton ships. Throughout its working life, the basin was better known as the Regent's Canal Dock and was used to transship goods between the Old Port of London and English Canal system. Cargoes handled were chiefly coal and timber, but also ice and even circus animals, Russian oil and First World War submarines. Sailing ships delivered cargoes there until the Second World War and then can be seen surviving films and paintings. The dock closed for transshipment in 1969 and eventually passed into disuse. Following closure of the basin and much of the wider London docks, the surroundings were redeveloped for housing and leisure in the late 20th century. Sometimes now referred to as Limehouse Marina, the basin lies between the Docklands Light Railway, TLR line and historic narrow street. The Limehouse Link Tunnel passes beneath. Directly to the east is Ropemakers Fields and small park.
So as we have gone through the narration, guys, we'll continue our journey touring and circumnavigating the marina. So there's work going on the right hand side, guys, as you can see, and they actually cut off some section where you can go on a platform around the basin, but they cut off the section, says no access, work's going on. So we're going to take a little detour, or sorry, we're going to take a little different direction and come back into the basin. No access, so you can't go that way, guys. And I think it is a nice little area, and where people actually living by and minding their own business. And as you see guys, we're gonna go through back into the basin from this point here, and that is the bridge that we cross as we enter the basin or the marina. And this information boards guys is useful if you actually find out where you want to go and where you are. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to Touristic Walks, and I shall see you on my next adventure. Adios. Peace. Enjoy the rest of the video.